し精進外はめなのかみたいだ巨神高い命やどシャドウはパッパラパン中身なきが女性期待不平等な時世才能もない大上非日常がお診療の荷物個性たどる気を僕に居場所などないから夢のはずまで泣いてないでどんな顔すればいいか分かってるだけどまだ答えてくれ闇を払って闇を払って夜の帳が鬼から合図だ愛化して回る感情さ誰事などは吐き捨ていけたまだ止めないでまだ止めないで誰よりも里かる街に生まれしこの正体を今はただ呪い呪われた僕の未来を想像して走って転んで消えない痛みでいけば世界が待ってるこの一瞬を
Yep, it practically was my childhood at this point. So anyways, yeah, let's just discuss like the best ones, well, which pretty much involves like animation, characters, story, and how the episode held out well. And well, of course, I'll mention some stuff people don't usually mention, like I guess the title or the romance. Oh gosh. I mean, I might mention it probably in the top 10 video. Yeah. Anyways. These videos, top 10 lists will pretty much mention, like, probably both season 1 and 2, since they both were pretty good seasons, I can't lie. So, yeah, let's get on with probably my 4th favorite TV show, top 10 best episode, Spectacular Spider-Man. Yep, let's get it started. Number 10. Hey, Imanu!
Do you mean you're Mary Jane Watson?
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot.
Okay, besides her, I'll make sure to turn my dick off, okay? Anyways. Of course, this is also the episode that mentions Green Goblin, of course. Which, yeah, that was a pretty epic fight, seeing this the first introduction of Green Goblin. I mean, most people would know him as, like, the best villain for Spider-Man. Well, the greatest villain for Spider-Man. Which I still prefer Venom, but hey, I know I'm a bit different, okay? I'm a bit different. But yeah, it pretty much was a fun episode in general, since it just, as I said, like, showed a really fun fight of, like, Tombstone, which is, like, as we know, the big man. Besides Kingpin, I guess. And yeah, it was pretty fun, just seeing Mary Jane, all the gang, and yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, honestly, if I had a rate out of 10, well, actually, I have to rate all of them out of 10, it'd still be 10 out of 10. But either way, this is like an S tier, honestly, man, because it was just so much fun watching this one. And of course, then there's the Mary Jane finally has to dance with Peter and that. Anyways, on to the next one. Number 9.
I was just in it for the bucks.
Yes, of course I'd mention the salmon episode. Why wouldn't I? Because it makes him just proves like him becoming like a hero kind of. Well, in a way, because he was after all just in it for the bucks, as he said. And like it shows like a kind of like a nice scene as well, or like where he just goes with this girl and just makes her a sandcastle, like a really big one. It was just so much fun. It was like the most best moment of the episode, honestly. Yeah, because it just makes there just be more like a nice touch to Sandman, really. Just making him like more of a better character than you usually would see him. I mean, in the beginning, he's more just as an average crook, but like, if you did know like more about him, you would actually picture him as like Batman's version of Frozen. Or, no, Mr. Freeze, sorry. My bad. But yeah, it's pretty fun and it's hard, but anyways, on to the next one. Number 8.
Hey, Imanu!
Boy alone.
There he is! Do you think he's really Spidey?
Yeah, I wonder what this episode reminds me of. Yeah, I wonder. But no, instead of showing, like, basically, well, Green Goblin and Octavius, and Sandman, and Electro, and, well, Lizard. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that one. But we still have Venom, except instead of it being, well, just the end credit scene, instead this time he's actually the main villain of the episode. Since of all the arcs he had to go through and finally got his suit back. Yeah, he just got revenge and just revealed his identity to the Daily Bugle. And pretty much it was just so much fun to see. I was just so curious and just like so many people just looking around and just taking pictures of Peter and asking him always, is he actually Spider-Man in that? And yeah, it was just like, it just reminded me just like of No Way Home, which I did watch this of course back before that was even a No Way Home thing. I mean, I did grow up with this show after all. But so much fun. And this, of course, that was in season 2, like I said, well, as it showed. And yeah, it was just so great seeing Venom in that yet again. And but now, after all, we do know that Venom did not have the body thing for long. And yeah, it was just so much fun. But anyways, yeah, I guess let's get on to the next one. For this episode, pretty much just reminds me of No Way Home and has Venom in it, so it's peak.
Thank you.
Number 7.
Hey, you! Give me new!
That's spider strength, people. Think I can fake that? Actually, I do. Who are you supposed to be?
Yep,
Spider-Man,
so
the real one.
episode that pretty much most people consider probably to be their favorite episode that has Chameleon in it. Since, well, Chameleon is pretty much a character that's not really talked about that very much, if you think about it. Anyways, yeah, it was just pretty interesting to seeing, like, the first introduction of, well, as you know, Chameleon, and the first showing of the Black Suit Spider-Man in the show. A really great introduction as well, and now, of course, to show Black Cat again. I mean, anyways, besides that, yeah. And there's also, like, really great showings as well, as, like, also showing Captain Stacy. Yeah. Anyways, on to the next one. Number 6.
Jackie, I respect you. Hey, you! Give me new!
The escaped convicts have left Times Square and have now taken hostages at the Metro Bank near Central Park.
He's probably got more fun action in it, sure, but like, it doesn't have like a fun little arc as the other 2 Sinister episodes, since, well, like I said, that's why I said an arc, because this is just one episode. The other Sinister Six is like an arc, which it has one episode. The next episode is about Sinister Six again. So, yeah. But I gotta admit, it was still pretty cool the first introduction of the Sinister Six being formed together, especially, and also of course just showing Black Spider suit again, which, yeah, that was pretty fire. And this kind of like has a little bit of an edge, just like full on to Psycho Peter, just full on psycho. Like he even like when he wakes in the morning, he doesn't even know what happened to him. Like some things he didn't even notice he did, and like he didn't even notice that his Aunt May went in the hospital and that. Like, yeah, it was full on insane. Which is what makes it just so great, man. I mean, most people that Spider-Man PS4 is the greatest because he also fought the Sinister Six, but like, yeah, he's kind of like Spectacular Spider-Man's level, but like, yeah, it took Spectacular just like one night just to beat him up just with a symbiote, but with the suit alone. Just imagine what PS4 will do when he gets the symbiote suit. On to the next one.
Me wearing the suit. This was the suit.
Number 5.
Hey, you! Give me new!
Yep. Let's do it. Another Sinister Six place before, because it goes like a little arc, and well, as before discussed, like a whole like during like Santa Claus time, and yeah, it was pretty much like full on cool to see him again. And weirdly, this has like Dr. Osborn not there because technically he was there, but he also wasn't there because his body, human form, was not there in the fight, in the battle, but his octo tentacles was, in which he was, well, the main leader of the Sinister Six, or the new Sinister Six. On to the next one. Number 4.
Hey, you! Give me no!
Ah, yes, the continuation of it, of the Sinister Six, and also recreates the scene from the comics as well. And the next one. Number 3.
Hey, you! Give me no!
What are you doing here?
Oh, you won't like it, Boy Scout.
Cat, don't.
But I'm here to bust out my dad. Spider-Man, meet Walter Hardy, a.k.a. the Cat Burglar.
That face.
Okay, enough of that. Okay, anyways, so as we all remember, pretty much this episode, like, where it has Spider-Man just do a little test as he goes in the prison of all of his previous foes and the ones they just, well, basically just stop them from bankruptcy or whatever, you know, the jail. Well, drill. But yeah, pretty much the episode was like full on sick, man. Yeah. And of course, as well, they said before, show the person that killed Uncle Ben. Yeah. Alright, on to the next one. Oh yeah, and Black Cat taught.
Oh, you better not get your goop in my hair.
Number 2.
Uncle Jeffy, I respect you. Hey, you! Give me no!
Never asked to be Spider-Man. And never asked for these powers. Never knew it would mean a bashed up hand, a hard 9 p.m. curfew, no job, and friends who all think I'm scum. It's all just a twist of fate. Bad luck, a random bug bite.
Just this whole minute alone just makes it that great of a quote exactly for Spider-Man. For sure, we also have a great villain in the Lizard, which had like a little fun arc as well, which was like 3 episodes of that build up and then he became the Lizard, which is really good. I got him. But just this clip alone just makes it that really great of an episode. Because that's how we know Batman is. It's one of the rules of what it is to be Spider-Man. Because you have to do it if you want to help others, I guess. I'm saying I guess. On the next one. And now on to number 1. For number 1, let's go right now. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Number 1.
Okay. My Uncle Jeffy, I respect you. Hey, you! Give me no!
Okay, if Flash Thompson's making sense, something must be seriously wrong.
Ah, yes, the one you've all been waiting for. As we know, my favorite episode, yes, it is Intervention. As in, well, the symbiote is full on taking over Peter mostly, because it's almost controlled his body, as he said before. In the previous episodes, where he just had his whole night covered up because it was made by the symbiote, just destroying the Sinister Six by itself without Peter's involvement at all. Because that was just full on symbiote, just doing its own thing without even noticing that. And that pretty much explains why he didn't notice that Aunt May was in the hospital. Well, until. And not to mention, this recreates a scene as we remember for Spider-Man 3, which, well, it's just showing right now, isn't it? Yeah. And, pretty much, yeah. It's just full on great, man. And then it just brings back, well, the good old memories of, like, showing Peter's origin, of how he got his powers, and the wrestling, and all that good jazz. Like, it's so much good. Like, man. I always just, because whenever I think of my favorite episode as a kid, it always came back to this. Because whenever I just pictured the symbiote suit, I either came back to Maguire or this, which was mostly this most of the time. Yeah, I really loved this episode. Because I always just get me like Venom vibes going like, oh my gosh, I want to be Venom, come on, let's go. Like, it's so cool. And, well, even though it's also kind of not cool since you basically have someone that just does stuff you don't notice. But, yeah, it's so good, man. I mean, honestly, just brings back some good memories and just brings back flashbacks of pre-episodes of just showing Peter Parker's friends and that and the past. It just shows like a good point of why season 1 is better than season 2, in my opinion, anyways. I mean, season 2 is like very good still. It's just that, well, this is just pretty much what carries it in general. Just the fact of having symbiote Spider-Man alone, which I will probably go watch Spider-Man 90s again, since I technically did watch it as a kid, but not all of the series, which probably explains why I never noticed the spot was in the show. And I just am curious what season they have Venom in the series. What season they had the black suit Spider-Man. Just because, it's black suit Spider-Man, come on. And, of course, it's just this. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time, and remember,
With great power comes great responsibility.